Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and I am trying to make my way back to YouTube. It's been an extremely busy week and a half, or is it 2 weeks? But things are getting a little more under control now that big Black Friday is over, Cyber Monday. You know, we're back to regular schedule for now until the week of Christmas. So, anyway, sorry about last week and no weekly reset video. It was just, there were days I was working I would work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., then go home, and go back to work again at 2 and work 2 to 10. So basically, I'd work 16 hours out of 24. So it was rough. And then we had, wasn't exactly a plumber. I said plumber to make life easier, but we're having a problem with the dehumidifier and just chaos. So, weekly reset. And then we'll see. I'm hoping to make some videos because there's a lot going on, especially with Twitter. Anyway, weekly reset video. I did not do Prison of Elders because my buddy Val Araun is the first boss, and I hate Val Araun. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So, first off, for this week in Destiny, the first Destiny, we have combined arms for Crucible, which is 6v6 with vehicles. Crush your enemies with 100 tons of plated hull and munitions fire, according to Lord Shax. I don't know. The thing is, when you think about it, do you really want to crush another Guardians? I don't know. What is their pain threshold? It's just a thought. I mean, if you're getting shredded multiple times in a row. Anyway, just a thought. Then we got the usual week. So, yeah, you get your usual Treasure of Ages, Legendary Marks, etc., etc. Weekly Crucible. This is one of the hardest ones to get into, even before Destiny 2. I remember having difficulty getting into Combined Arms, but that could just be me. I'm also on Xbox. Then we got the weekly story playlist, which they took out of Destiny 2. I'm still pissed about that. Weekly story playlist is Earth and Moon. It's basically the early stories of Destiny first. You always get Heroic, which is enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Because they're just pissed, apparently. Then you got Chaff, so player radar is disabled, and Airborne. Players deal more damage while in the air, so this should be a piece of cake. I mean, Chaff isn't that bad, and you get an advantage, so this is a piece of cake. But, yeah, they got rid of this from Destiny 2. I'm still pissed about it. I mean, not just me going on a slight rant. You can replay every mission in Destiny. Look at this. Look, every mission is available for you to play. Can you do that in Destiny 2? No, you can't. And then they take away campaign stuff. I'm just pissed. Anyway, weekly story playlist is the quickest way to farm legendary marks. You can get over 100 a week. You do this 5 times, 20 legendary marks each time. You can get up to 35 because it used to be daily story, heroic daily story. And you used to get 15 legendary marks, so it combined. And I remember someone a couple years back on YouTube saying when this first came out that you might by chance, they never got rid of the daily in the game, so you might by chance hit the daily story playlist mission, so you get an additional 15. So sometimes those who get 35, just keep in mind, you're only allowed up to 200 legendary marks. So once you hit 200, you cannot get more. I'm at 166, so I can still get. Just keep that in mind, because if you get to 200 and you do one of these, you're not going to get more, so you might as well spend them. I usually spend them on planetary materials in the tower. You can, because my vault is full, but you can also get weapons and gear from the tower. Anyway, for the weekly Nightfall strike, it's Omnigul. And I have to do this one because I owe Omnigul. So which one was Omnigul? The Will of Crota. Yes. I have this strike memorized because I got so close to beating her, and then I just got so fed up. So I could even tell you that at one point, there's an ogre on the shelf. There's a spot underneath her bridge that you can hide in, but you have to be careful because then she farts, and that could do damage to you. And, well, let's see, what are they, And I skipped the Siva Crisis Heroic. Anyway, so the Nightfall, you have Epic, so heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in greater numbers. Then you have Brawler, Guardian melee damage is greatly increased, but you're really not going to be meleeing Omnigul. Grounded, players take more damage while airborne. Chaff, player radar is disabled. And then, one of my least favorite, Match Game. Enemy shields are resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. And I believe Omnigul is Arc. She has an Arc shield, and it is fast. God, her shield recharges fast. I remember that. I remember going absolutely nuts because her shield would recharge fast. And then you would do a certain amount of damage, and then there were the Thrall that would appear and run at you. So like she would then disappear, a bunch of Thrall, and it was like her fight was in stages. And there was one point where this knight would appear in a window above, and there was knights and acolytes on the ground, and she would disappear. And then there were the ogres, and yeah, I spent hours trying to solo this one. It was rough. I gotta do it again. I owe Omnigul. But Match Game, yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the butt, especially against, I think the knights have a different elemental type, but I'm pretty sure Omnigul was Arc. It's been a while. But that one, yeah, I owe Omnigul big time because her shields would recharge so fast. It was just so fast. Anyway, that's the weekly Nightfall. Yeah, if you remember, you could do the Sunset Challenge where you could get the Black Spindle. You have to do it in under half an hour, and it's still by chance. I remember getting Black Spindle, but I have it on both consoles. Then you have the weekly Nightfall, no, not the weekly, the Siva Crisis Heroic Strikes, which I missed. Now, I don't understand why you get less reward for Siva Crisis Heroic than you get from Weekly Story Playlist, but I prefer that because these you could do by yourself, and I usually play Destiny solo. You got the Heroic, as always. Then you have Arc Burn, which is if you picked up Zala Supercell, like I said you should last week on Friday from Zur, this will help you a lot, though you also have Specialists, so secondary weapon damage is favored. But I did say pick up Zala Supercell. That will give a little boost to your primary. And finally, my least favorite, Exposure. Guardian shields are increased, but do not replenish. I hate this. I hate this. I hate it. This is my least favorite. I hate this one because you rely on your health coming back. Especially, so yeah, Exposure. I know I use Red Death for Exposure, so I might alternate between Red Death and Zala Supercell. But I hate Exposure. Anyway, so I did that, and the weekly Nightfall Challenge of the Elders. Alright, I did not do it because the first boss is Val Araud. Val Araud is a nightmare. That's the thing that always frustrated me. I've said this before about Challenge of the Elders. It's the difficulty spike. So you have on the one end the Vex, where you could literally hide in the corner and just snipe at the boss. You need to be careful about the ads and move around, just to make sure you don't get hit by but really, the Vex are really easy. Then the Fallen are pretty easy. Then the Hive get a little harder, but the Cabal are by far the hardest. And Val Araun is extremely difficult because not only does he have the Scion Flares, you have to kill them based on, so I know someone was asking about Val Araun. You have to keep in mind, so he has 3 Scion Flares, one for each elemental type. And each one of them becomes vulnerable at a certain point. So you have to just, you have to kill them in order. And when the Scion Flare is vulnerable, Val Araun is not. So you need to avoid him and his attack. You can't attack him. You have to attack a specific Scion, which is a nightmare because you're dealing with all of the Scions. And the other 2 elements, so let's say the Void Scion is vulnerable, the Arc and the Solar are not. So no matter how much you attack them, they don't get any damage. You have the regular Scions who don't have an elemental type that are attacking you, and that specific one. I hate Val Araun. You have to then, I usually try to get all the Scions and then finally just focus on the boss. But yeah, it's a nightmare to deal with. I hate Val Arun, so I don't know what the other two bosses are because I need to figure out how to do this guy better, but just yeah. Anyway, that's Challenge of the Elders. Oh, I did mention the modifier, so it's Brawler, Guardian melee damage is greatly increased. As I've said, for the Hunter, the Gunslinger, that is your knife. Precision kill bonus, nice, that I like. And if you get precision kills with your knife, you get the bonus points for precision kills, and it counts as a melee kill. I have kept saying this over and over again. Knife Juggler, precision kills with throwing knife immediately resets its cooldown, and it counts as a precision kill, and it counts as a melee kill. Just keep in mind, shanks are not precision kill. Don't waste it on shanks. You throw the knife at the shanks, it isn't going to do anything. It's not going to count as precision kill. And Trickle, recharge of abilities is significantly reduced. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Anyway, I've been playing a lot of Warframe, so because the new war is coming out. Anyway, weekly featured raid is Vault of Glass. So I would love to do Vault of Glass, especially on Xbox. I really need to do Vault of Glass on Xbox. So, but I've also been playing a lot of Warframe because I need to get a Necromech. I need to construct a Railjack, and I need to complete several more campaigns, which, just a final point, isn't it interesting that Destiny 2 is getting rid of all the story missions and all the old campaign, right? And Warframe is adding more campaign. So one of my complaints about Warframe was the lack of campaign. Warframe is getting more and more campaign, and it's really, really good. Like, I used to hate the characters in Warframe. Now I'm really interested in them. Whereas Destiny 2, you can't. You don't have this in Destiny 2. You don't have this. You still have adventure missions. Anyway, that's your weekly reset. I'm going to go on another tangent. Sorry about that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the tower. I'm thinking of, like I said, I'm now that the Black Friday is over, I'm thinking of putting a separate channel for gaming. At least Destiny stuff, so I could then have my rants on this. This is the channel. Anyway, I gotta get to work. Thank you for watching.